Hello everyone and welcome to Action RPG Build Guide Edition. Today I'm ready to drop on you what was my Swarmnado, which is now my Swarmbolt. I spent the majority of yesterday working on my Druid, refreshing this build that I really enjoy. It is stronger, it's quicker, it's tankier, and it does more damage. Right now we are starting to get close to 300 corruption, and you gotta remember, corruption means a lot more on the newer game with our Swarmbolt. For this video, we're gonna break down the skills, passives, gears, idols, blessing, and at the end of the video, I am gonna show you the gameplay. Now, Stormbolt is very strong, and it synergizes perfect with this build because we are using tornadoes and maelstrom. So let's jump into this right now, starting with the skills. Now, the main skill you want, of course, is Swarmblade form. You are a bug, a very fast flying bug. And on here, you are going to want to go actually down first and grab your maelstrom stacks. Then you're going to want to come up and grab your serpent strike and then your tornado. Inside of this skill, you are using 3 skills: serpent strike right here, maelstrom here, and tornado, all through bug form. You are then going to want to come up here and get some base crit strike. And then your remaining 3 points are right here. Now, as you can see, I have 23 points into Swarmblade form. If you only have 20 points, do not take these 3. This is just a boost to your attack speed, which feels really nice. Moving over to our newcomer, and this is Gathering Storm. Now, Gathering Storm you're not using. It's not on your bar. You are not actually hitting with Gathering Storm. What you are doing is you are using this skill tree to boost your Stormbolt. And I went through and I tested every single node yesterday on this tree, and I've selected the nodes that actually buff your Stormbolt, including getting some free base crit chance as well. So just know all this is doing, one more time, is boosting your Maelstrom and Tornado's Stormbolt. Okay. Moving on to Maelstrom, I've changed this up a little bit. I've moved away from lightning damage and moved into spell damage. So because of that, I have also moved Maelstrom out of physical, and I have just left it cold so that at least it is synergizing the same way as your Stormbolts. Obviously not lightning in its base form, but it will do a little bit of damage. And the first thing you want to do is you want to come down here and you want to unlock the ability to hit with Stormbolts, which is right here, Power of the Storm. You then want to come up, grab some haste, grab some frenzy, get your mana efficiency, and then I just took a little bit of a larger area. But the last 2 points right here, if you don't have them, you pull it out here, and then you would have 20. Moving over to Tornado. So Tornado functions the exact same way as Maelstrom, triggering Stormbolts. First thing you want to do is come up here and get your Charged Storm. You then want to come to the right, which we already tested and unlocked Aspect of the Storm. And then the last 4 points, you want your tornadoes to last longer, so you want to take Lasting Storm. Last but not least, Serpent Strike. Now, we tested Serpent Strike a lot with actually the new Tempest skill, but unfortunately there's no way to generate lightning through this skill, so that's why we went Gathering Storm. Now, what this skill is going to do for you is it's going to give you your kill threshold at 18%. You're going to be able to get a little bit of life back from this. You're going to get a little bit of dodge. You're going to get boosted attack speed, and you're going to get some armor shred. And remember, when you're melee attacking, you're going to be generating a ton of tornadoes. So those are the skills. Now we're going to move over to the passives. In the basic tree, 8 into natural attunement. We are dual wielding. We're taking some life. And then I went into damage. Now, if you're struggling with survivability, you could actually pull these points out and you can come this way and grab added melee leech. So if you want a little more leech to get your life up, you could take survival of the pack. I went more damage. And maybe I would change that if I was pushing over 300 corruption. Right now we're approaching 300 corruption. Moving over to Beastmaster. Of course, we went into Aspect of the Boar, and we want to trigger our Aspect of the Boar through our melee attacks. And then 3 points to unlock this. Again, we just went into added Leech. Last 7 points I put over here on Infusion. And the final is in the Druid tree. 5 into Plating, 5 into Resonance, 7 into Prowess. We want to stay in bug form as long as possible, so we went to Focused Wrath. Taking some attack speed, taking some crit chance, boosting our attunement and our crit avoidance. And then we're jumping all the way down here. Boosted crit and rage on crit. And then we are taking Hide Skin and Impervious. Remember, the game is way, way harder now. So it's easier to scale damage, but it doesn't matter how much damage you have if you can't stay alive, unless you're truly doing enough damage where you could kill them before they kill you. So we wanted to take Impervious, and we wanted to snag Hide Skin. Moving over to the Blessings. We are taking lightning damage, leeched his health, because the Storm Bolts are a spell, same with Maelstrom, so it's going to be recovering life all the time. We took Lightning Shred on hit, Endurance, Armor, and Armor. And we've switched this up a little bit. Again, trying to get more tanky. Moving over to the idols. Very simple. Life and lightning damage. Life and lightning damage. Life, lightning damage, life, lightning damage. And then we're taking spell damage while transformed and any needed resistances you might have. And I just took armor and health. All right, moving over to the gear. There is no gear required for this build. Nothing. Now, there is what I would like to consider best in slot. Stormcarved Testament is great, which is a drop from Lagon. Any lightning build, this is very, very nice. And you get a free Storm Totem. You get a free Storm Totem. And then we are using Acclaim Scepter. This is a very easy drop to find, and it's easy to find with legendary potential. And we took Crit Strike Multiplier, base spell with Spell Leech. Now I'll go over each item one at a time. Oracle Amulet to try and keep you alive. Helmet. And we really like the new Ancestral Crown. This gives you maximum health gained as endurance threshold, and I'll show you what this does in a second. Armor. This is the implicit that gives you base spell, and this you can get Swarmblade form and Maelstrom. We are using a katana in the offhand because you can get up to 80% or 76% crit strike multiplier. You also have base spell, chill, and lightning penetration. So on here, if you don't have attack speed, you can dump the melee attack. I like melee attack. And you can come up here and get added crit strike multiplier if you want to do more damage. Ring, attunement spell. Ring, attunement spell. New base belt that's going to help you with your resistances. Boots, very standard. Attunement, life, life. And gloves, attunement, melee leech, health, crit avoidance. Now this helmet right here, Ancestral Crown. When you look over at your defenses, right now I've got 61% endurance, and my endurance threshold is 1820. We're getting a huge boost to our endurance threshold because of maximum health gained as endurance threshold. So you're gonna get great endurance, good crit avoidance, good resistances, 4,500 life, and a ton of sustain through melee leech and spell leech. So that is the build. I'm telling you, based upon playing this build all day yesterday and playing it previous iterations, this new version is so much better. Stormbolt getting boosted through the new skill Gathering Storm. You are probably 5xing your damage from the older version. It feels really, really good. So that's the build. Advanced build planner and loot filter are in the description, and I'm going to play that gameplay for you at the end. 2 asks at the end of the video. Ask number 1. I'm hoping today is the day I have earned your subscription. I'm hoping today is the day you make the decision to push that little red button. I would really appreciate it, but of course, only if you think I've earned it. And if I haven't earned it, I'm gonna work harder for you. Ask number 2, check out my Patreon. It is the best way to support into the future. I get asked a lot, Aaron, how can I help you? Patreon is the best way. You get access to game night, you get access to the VIP lounge, you get access to the exclusive content. It is the second link in the description, because right now the first link in the description is the link to the currently ongoing subathon. Today, I am filming live at time of recording is day 10. And I gotta say, I am just blown away by the support from this community. Blown away. This, I don't know if I'm ever gonna forget this. My first subathon, my first month going full time. I don't know, it has just been, it's been quite an experience. It's been quite an experience. So if you wanna come hang out, ask questions, see the build, first link in the description to come by Twitch. That's all I've got. Hopefully you were entertained or at least learned something. Aaron, out.